Hunden broke to the outside, hit him perfectly, and then Hunden made it all happen from there, essentially making 4 Rattlers miss on their tackles.
Alcorn, point after. He's got it. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for the SabreCats. Hunden twice on the receiving end, and Danny White has got some work to do defensively against Mark Grieve and company.
See Grieve go back into the pocket and sets up, and when he delivers the ball, when the ball's gone, Dave, Hunden was starting his break. That's how good a timing they have. There's the first missed tackle. Hunden spins out of it. There's a second missed tackle by Muhammad Oliver. Breaks inside of Ricky Parker. The third one carries it into the end zone. You know, Grieve, as soon as he throws the ball, Hunden's into the break. Ball's on target, on time. Cecil Doggett, you mentioned the elbow injury, may have trouble wrapping up. Here's another example of what Danny White told us yesterday, Dave. He says, we're a team of colliders, not a great team of tacklers. The crowd in San Jose into the game early. But Arizona doesn't tackle well. They don't wrap up. They try and block people down. That didn't help them on that play with Hunden.
In his first career AFL start, James Hunden had 11 catches, 164 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So it's not surprising that you see him catching 2 touchdowns already in this one. So far, Arizona has been able to cash in as well on its initial drive. 7-point lead from Mark Grieve, who was a great quarterback at UC Davis. Joined the SabreCats late for a pretty good reason after majoring in biochemistry at UC Davis. As if that wasn't hard enough, went to get his master's at Stanford, was a GA for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and when you're trying to put all that together, trying to be a GA for a major college football program and also going to school, did you say biochemistry? Yeah, that's a little bit more than what I know how to handle. That's pretty impressive up from Mark Grieve, as well as being one of the top quarterbacks in arena football.
This is one of the top rookies in the game. Chris Horn got some room. Alcorn back. Horn tripped up, and finally Shalon Baker knocks him down. Darren Alcorn, a great job to get a piece of Horn on the way through. One of the top rookie return men in the game for Danny White gives the Rattlers very good field position, a 42-yard return for Horn. We're coming here from the Compact Center at San Jose. Dave, Ryan, Charles Davis, the entire ESPN2 AFL playoff crew. Glad you could join us today in what has so far been an entertaining offensive game in the first quarter. Quarterfinal game, Arizona beat the Detroit Fury in the first round last week at the AWA America West Arena. To get here, San Jose, with one of the top seeds of the 3rd seed overall, had a bye in the first round. Big pass, Bryant makes a great move. Going by tacklers into the end zone, another touchdown. Maurice Bryant has got a great start. Arizona offensively a great start. And we're within a point after touchdown of being tied.
Typical of arena football, a one-play drive. And this play, when it started, Dave, as I watched it develop, I thought it wasn't going to go very far because it seemed the timing was off. They ran a tight end, a wide receiver screen to Bryant, and you see Bonner, see how he waits and he's hesitant, then he finally throws it, comes inside, and from there, Maurice Bryant, 1 missed tackle. Here's the second one, and on into the end zone. Thus far, the receivers are making the defensive backs miss.
Not missing is Kyle Puller. He's 2 for 2 on the point after so far. Cedric Bonner, Arizona quarterback. Great start for the Rattlers offensively. We're tied from San Jose. Today's Arena Football League playoff game is brought to you by Ford. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. So I always have to be sure to leave the house on time, get your tickets together. Don't forget those tickets, because if you're coming in now, you've missed already 28 points on the board.
Didn't take long, did it?
Not at all. We are tied this quarterfinal matchup. First ever playoff meeting, head-to-head between San Jose and Arizona. And Puller has had some good kicks so far, trying to get to that slack net. Tough to receive. Hunden, who's been the offensive star, catching the ball. This time tries it on the return end of things, and he's out to about the 7. So far, lots of offense. James Hunden, the AFL rookie from Grieve. And then Bonner on 3rd and 10 found Maurice Bryant. However, the SabreCat tacklers did not find Maurice Bryant. He was gone. 45-yard touchdown to tie it up. Then Grieve quickly went to Hunden again. More missed tackles, this time from the Rattlers. 4 players had a crack at Hunden. None could get a paw on him. Should we say a rattle on him? So that's why we're tied.
They rattled as he went by, but weren't able to put their fangs into him, were they?
Shalon Baker's in motion. Sturgis jumped once, knew he was offsides, and it's going to cost him, so maybe didn't want to have a free play for the SabreCats, a former North Carolina Tar Heel.
Kind of got half a free shot in, too, at the end. As you said, once he realized he was offsides, you might as well get a little something in, but I don't know if you want to take a free shot at number 55, Sam Hernandez. Not a guy you want to get riled up.
Offside, number 90 on the defense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
So Oscar was, in fact, offsides. Billy McCabe is the referee. Doug Wilson, Royce Cooley, Eddie Powers, and Billy Beckett officiating today. Darren Arbett watching right now from inside the benches. Third year, looking for a second-ever playoff win. As the top seed last year, they beat the Oklahoma Wranglers in the first round, but then were upset right here at the San Jose Arena by the Nashville Cats in the semifinals. Cats went on to lose Arena Bowl 14 to Orlando. This is Baker trying to bring it down. Randy Gatewood on coverage. It's tipped out of bounds.
Pass was incomplete, but Mark Grieve had plenty of time to throw the ball and actually looked at 3 targets before settling on Baker. Incomplete, but this guy knows how to scan the field. And there's a guy who knows about scanning the field. Danny White, head coach of the Arizona Rattlers, recently voted the top athlete ever to come out of the state of Arizona, and that's quite an honor.
I'll say, athlete of the century.
It's amazing.
20th century in the state of Arizona. Two-time Arena Bowl champion, 94-97. Would like to happen again. We'll see. Sturgis is offside. Kelvin Ingram also jumped on the other side of the line for the Rattlers, and I don't think Coach White is going to be too pleased with this call. We'll find out from our referee, Billy McCabe.
Encroachment, contact by the defense, number 95, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Kelvin Ingram, 5th year out of Oklahoma State. He had some ankle problems, was listed as probable for this game, able to go for Danny White after missing the first-round playoff game with Detroit last weekend in Phoenix.
And they needed him to get healthy. It's a guy they need to provide some pass rush, and he thinks Stacey Evans along with Ingram are due for the big ball games.
So penalties help give San Jose a first down. Hunden was the man in motion. He's got 2 touchdown catches already. Instead, it's the little Shalon Baker making some great moves in the open field. Inside the 15, Jarek Bledsoe brought him down. First down yardage for the SabreCats again.
You have to love how efficient they are on offense with San Jose. It's a word you'll hear a lot. It's a team that doesn't throw that many passes. They've thrown the 3rd fewest passes in the league this year, Dave, but they have the highest per play average, over 9 yards per play, and 2nd most passing yards in the league. So, I mean, efficient is the only word that you can come up with, and besides efficient, very quick striking.
Already 100 yards, already 2 touchdowns for Grieve. First time in the team's history, 4 players had at least 30 catches. Baker in motion, trying to increase on his reception number. Broken up, near side, good play. Jarek Bledsoe in front of Hunden along the sideline barrier, almost intercepted it one-handed.
Yeah, and that's a really impressive play from a defensive back, especially considering how much time Grieve had to throw the football. He was able to look at a number of targets before he finally settled on Hunden. It was to the short wall, closest to us, Dave, and Jarek Bledsoe stayed with the play, able to get a hand in, get his 13th pass breakup.
Bledsoe tied for 2nd team lead, interceptions with 4 picks. Out of Texas Southern, 5'11", 180 pounds. Joey Dozier is the big man in motion. Right behind Grieve. He's going to fire far side, looking for the legendary Wagner. Randy Gatewood bumping him down, showing no respect to the future Hall of Famer. And the pass ball's incomplete.
Now, you can't treat him with kid gloves in this game, can you? You can give him all the respect before the game and after, but during, you've got to make plays with him. And they made a nice play with Gatewood on that one.
First player, AFL history, for 2,000 career points. That came late in the game of the Houston Thunderbirds, July 21st. A 5-yard touchdown run put him over. That was the last time San Jose played a game.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. What an impressive game they played, though. 80-27 over Houston.
Huge blowout in their season finale, regular season. This is the playoff. That is Barry Wagner, and that's a SabreCat touchdown.
Barry Wagner was wide open. You'll see Randy Gatewood, number 17, showing press coverage, then backing off. Wagner just crosses in front of a zone coverage. He crosses in front of number 6, Cecil Doggett. Easy throw for Grieb, easy catch for Barry Wagner. And he wants to say, hey, to Cedric Bonner's mom. He says, that's my mom, too. He said, my mom loves me. I don't have to say hi to her. But Cedric Bonner's mom is my mom also. Hello, Mrs. Bonner.
12-yard touchdown connection, Grieb to Wagner. Alcorn's got the point after. Darren Arbett's team has got a lead again. It has been back and forth. Both coaches told us yesterday they expected a tight affair with a lot of offense. Exactly what we've had through most of the first quarter so far. San Jose in the AFL quarterfinals has a 7-point lead. Yikes. Extreme fans of the Arena Football League. Lots of intensity, lots of emotion. And they want the SabreCats to end the Rattlers run to Arena Bowl 15 here and now. They've got a 7-point lead, but that may change quickly with all the offense we've seen so far. That fan won't be happy to know that San Jose has just won 4 all-time in the playoffs. Only win against Oklahoma, we told you, out 63-40 a year ago in the quarterfinals after a first-round bye. Second straight great regular season. Here's Chris Horn deep in the end zone. He is level. Lots of contact. Baker was there. Horn had the knees buckle as he goes down. About the 9-yard line. And he's a little woozy getting off the field, it looks like. First ever playoff meeting between these two teams. Arizona does have a lead in the series, but San Jose swept the regular season series this year, and dating back to last season has won 3 in a row, but all the games have been very tight, so expect another down-to-the-wire affair today.
Yeah, and Arizona comes in this game really with no fear because they have dominated the series history. And the games they lost this year, they didn't feel like San Jose beat them as much as they didn't give themselves a chance to win. So there is no lack of confidence on Arizona's side.
Bonner in trouble. Here's Bryant. Wagner bumps him into the barrier along with Baker. Short gain. A man in motion. Hunky Cooper covered well in the open field.
Right now you've gotten to a stage, Dave, where each defense is looking for a stop. One stop right now really gives the offense an advantage. San Jose trying to keep their lead now by getting a stop on defense. No one's done it thus far.
You saw Morris Bryant, number 3 in white. Leads the team in receiving yards with 904. Had 6 touchdowns in the final 2 games and 3 last week against Detroit. The Fury in the first round. He is the man in motion, top of your screen, but whistles will blow to stop the play. Calvin Schexnayder out of the Arizona lineup. Blew out a knee against these SabreCats earlier in the season. As the first quarter comes to an end, he had a huge year offensively. 23 touchdowns, but somehow Bonner and Arizona have to overcome the loss of Schexnayder and the great passing of Mark Grieb. He and Hunden have connected for 2 so far of the 3 SabreCat touchdowns. Plenty of noise, plenty of intensity here at the Compaq Center at San Jose. Arena Football League quarterfinal playoffs. One and done for the loser. Winner off to the semifinals and maybe a crack at Arena Bowl 15. We know Nashville is through after their win last night in the quarters. Bob McMillan trying to intercept the pass against his former teammates. Nearly did that. That could have been 6 the other way for the SabreCats starting off the second quarter. And you see the total plays and yards so far. Wow. And nearly a 7-point game.
Yeah, and Arizona with the 61 yards. Remember, they had one long kickoff return from Chris Horn, which gave them a short field. I think it was a 12-yard touchdown pass on the first play from Bonner, so they didn't need to use as many yards as San Jose.
Bryant out of the University of Houston. Will come in motion. He's the offensive key here for Arizona. Bonner showing us some mobility. Looking for Bryant. And he overthrows Maurice by quite a good margin. That'll make it 4th and 7.
And you can't blame that one on Cedric Bonner's knees and his lack of mobility. He used what mobility he needed to make himself free. Watch this. A lot of people think just working in the pocket is taking off and scrambling. Sometimes just using some slide steps to work your way open. But he threw back across his body, Dave, and ended up throwing it high. Missed a wide open receiver.
So Kyle Fuller, who was just signed by Arizona on the 26th, will try a long field goal. 54-yard attempt. From this range, 0 for 1. His long was just at 18 yards. It's well wide, but of course live. Off the rebound nets for Wagner. And the legend looking for some blocks, hurdling tacklers. Barry Wagner up in field, a burst. He's in. Unfortunately for Arizona, Chad DeGrenier, the backup quarterback, the only one left between Wagner and the end zone.
And previously, Barry Wagner's long on a missed field goal return for the year was 39 yards. This time he takes it all the way back. Chad DeGrenier, the backup quarterback, who you know they don't get a whole lot of tackling practice, Dave. It's not what they get very often. Their reps come from throwing the ball, not launching themselves at people. And that's the big break San Jose was looking for. A stop on defense and already turned it into a score.
However, Alcorn off the upright. That's a live ball. Can be brought back for 2 or brought forward for 2 points on a conversion. Jerry Reese grabs it. Hunky Cooper brings him down. That'll end the play. Failed conversion. So it's a 13-point game. Big return by Barry Wagner. 55 yards worth. Gives the SabreCats a big lead today. Thanks to the legend, Barry Wagner, 27-14 San Jose lead. Charles, in the regular season, had 141 yards of field goal returns, but no touchdowns. Big players, big games.
And he's a guy who always steps up. Remember, he said that earlier in our ball game in a soundbite at the top. He mentioned, people talk about making plays. I make plays. And Barry Wagner's been doing that for a long, long time. A surefire Arena Football League Hall of Famer.
5th year of the AFL, Darren Alcorn out of Akron. Perfect location near the bottom of the net. Cooper has to wait for it to bounce. Hunky trying to make a move. Great two-way player, the 2-time defending Iron Man of the Year in the AFL. He is out to the 7-yard line. That's where the Rattlers take over 1st and 10. It's time for legends of the gridiron to take their place among football's all-time best. And ESPN Classic is the place. Catch a rebroadcast of the 2001 Pro Football Hall of Fame inductions on ESPN Classic. Lynn Swann, Nick Bonacani, Marv Levy, others part of this year's outstanding class come to the Hall of the Greatest Heroes in Sports tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Pretty good names you mentioned there. Guys played a little bit.
Not bad.
Start a team with them, couldn't you?
Here's Bonner. First down, Arizona. Firing! Oliver, the intended receiver, spun around. Omar Smith on coverage. Helped bump him into the boards. Lynn Swann's going to be part of the ABC coverage of the Arena Football League playoffs.
Yeah, he'll be handling the sidelines with Brent Musburger and Gary Danielson in the booth. Not bad to have a Hall of Famer covering the title game, huh? And then, Cedric Bonner throwing. Number 14, Omar Smith breaking from a free safety position. You don't see very much zone in Arena Football, Dave, but this was zone. Omar Smith was breaking on it. A tough catch for Muhammad Oliver if he comes down with it. Omar Smith there to help break it up.
A couple of times now, Bonner, normally so accurate, has misfired. The numbers reflect that. His team down by 13. Can't afford to miss too many beats here offensively. The way this game is going, here's Maurice Bryant. First down yardage to the 22. Hobbs sent him down. Help there from Omar Smith. Just about 4 minutes into the second quarter in this AFL quarterfinal game. And again, the quarterbacks are Mike's. Left right. Let's move. Special for 3 left to wing on 101. Ready?
That is one big man, Dave. Cedric Bonner. I mean, he fills up that 1 and 3, doesn't he?
They list him at 6'4", 240.
And then you had a black jacket and some pads. That's a big man.
With all the extra pads. It's going up. Here's Hunky. Great move. Midfield. Cobbs brought him down. Help there from Terrence Joseph to the 23 of San Jose. And the drive continues. First down play for the Rattlers.
One guy to keep an eye on defense for San Jose is number 44, Bob McMillan, their linebacker. Formerly an Arizona Rattler, won 2 arena championships with the Rattlers. You think he's not ready to play today? He's fired up and ready to go.
X back. 53, X corner on 101, ready? Left.
McMillan, 44 in the green jersey, free agent, signed this year. He won in '97 with the Rattlers. He wants to win this one today. End zone, Bryant. Undercut there by Smith. And it falls incomplete. No laundry on the field. Unlike the game that you and I saw in Indianapolis last week, Carolina and the Firebirds, so many penalties, relatively penalty-free today.
And very uncharacteristic of those two teams because they came in very few penalties between the two of them. This game you expect more. San Jose has 17. But this pass that Bonner threw is a corner route, trying to hit Maurice Bryant. It ended up more towards the center of the field, allowing the defender to come over and help make a play. Timing was chipped away when Bonner went back in the pocket, Dave. A good pass rush coming from San Jose all game long so far.
7 catches, 73 yards for Maurice Bryant last week against the Fury. First playoff round. 3 touchdowns. Got a couple already. Bonner, lots of trouble. Fires off balance in the end zone, looking for Oliver, incomplete. Smith again on coverage. Plenty of pressure from Sam Hernandez. We talked about him returning from the knee injury. The all-time sack leader in AFL history makes his presence felt.
Yeah, you see Cedric Bonner have to move around a lot in the pocket. You know, he's not going to break out and run a lot. You see where he wants to get set up, he can't. He has to keep moving because of the pressure from San Jose. He's throwing off of the back foot, off of the wrong foot, off of the side. And here's where his receiver could have made a play, but he ran out of real estate. The walls in the back of the end zone closed things down for him.
An official timeout on 4th and 5. Looks like Danny White, instead of trying the field goal, last time, of course, ended in disaster with a touchdown return off the missed field goal from Barry Wagner. San Jose takes a timeout. 13-point SabreCat lead.
I
13-point San Jose lead, and the SabreCats calling a timeout. Give Arizona Danny White some time. You know, it's allowed a game. You see that's a big number.
Yeah, the big number is at the bottom. Points allowed per game, 48.1, ranking 6th. Now, this is a team that earlier in the year, the first 6 games of the year, only allowed about 34 points a game, Dave.
Let's go,
that average went up as Cecil Doggett got hurt.
We're going 58. X out. If you press one, I'll take off. All right, let's go on one-on-one. Ready?
Head-to-head, Cedric Bonner and Arizona scoring 53.4 points per game with San Jose, giving up almost 60. So they've got a lot to live up to offensively today. And the whistles will stop play on the 4th down.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Coming out of a timeout. A delay of game. That'll drive a coach bonkers. I mean, that's why you have a timeout.
Yeah, I was watching that. I had a second on when I snapped the ball. You want to stay with it? Go, field goal. Field goal.
So Danny White's going to change his mind now. They're backed up 5 more yards instead of 4th and 5, 4th and 10. And it'll be a field goal try. The last time, disaster for the Rattlers on a field goal attempt.
And when we talked with Danny White yesterday, he mentioned how the rules of traditional football do not apply in arena football. That's why he was going for it on 4th down there, already down 2 touchdowns. But the extra 5 yards just made it too much of a gamble. Going to try the field goal again. And you know he told him, if you miss the field goal, for God's sake, someone tackle that man.
4th year in the AFL. Kyle Pooler out of the University of Missouri. He was just signed at the end of July because of injuries and ineffective kicking. Drive from 42. Well wide. Rebound net. Live ball for Wagner. The last time was a touchdown. This time Oliver says no. And it'll be a touchback. There is a penalty flag now with 8:21 to go here in the first half.
Roughing the kicker. Number 56 on the defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Big trouble for Joe Jacobs.
It was an easy call for the referee. I mean, it was right in front of him. I mean, the play happened in a couple of steps after they got through, because, you know, in this game, you can't rush from the outside on field goal or extra point attempts, Dave. The rush has to come from up the middle. Joe Jacobs got up the middle, but just couldn't help himself to give a little shot to the kicker after the ball was away. It really wasn't much of one, but the kicker's in a vulnerable spot and is protected by the referee, thus the penalty flag. Bad penalty for San Jose. They were going to take the ball over again with another stop. Now they give Arizona another chance.
Keep in mind that Jacobs, Charles, blocked the field goal this year. First time a SabreCat had done that since 1997. However, disaster here gives the Rattlers new offensive life. Speedster Maurice Bryant, the man in motion. Hernandez some pressure, gets it off to Hunky Cooper. He's driven down by Smith and Wagner. Just outside the 10-yard line. It'll be shy of a first down. Second down coming up.
You hear all that hitting and hollering going on down in the trenches, Dave? Yeah, I used to play this game. Never arena football. And after hearing all that, I realize again why I'm retired. You know, who needs that?
Good idea.
Right, that's back. 12, stay up now. 12 at post, wing shot.
Unbelievable statistics for the two-way legend and back-to-back Ironman award winner. Talked about he and Wagner. 8 of the past 9 years, they've won the Ironman of the Year award. Incredible consistency. Bonner fires end zone. Smith some coverage on Bryant. Oliver there as well, but Maurice, the intended receiver, will be third down.
Excellent coverage in the secondary by number 14, Omar Smith from San Jose. Staying with Bryant the whole way. Bonner threw the ball high to get it away from him, if nothing else. See Bryant going in motion. Good move, but Omar Smith read it, was there the whole way. Good job by Bonner, actually throwing the ball away, not letting anyone make a play on it.
Noise cranked up here in San Jose. Bonner just threw for his last 9. Third down, here's Bo Kelly. He's lined off the barrier, still inbounds, and then the official says he touched the sideline at the 11-yard line. That's a big call because Kelly, if he stayed alive, could have scored for Danny White.
Bill McCabe, the referee, see him in the white hat at the bottom of your screen, was on the play. He saw it the whole way. As you mentioned, Dave, he bumped off the boards. You're allowed to bump off the boards. You're still in bounds. It's just if your foot or any part of you touches the white line, which is the sideline, then you're out. Screen pass to Kelly on the side. Both feet actually hit the white lines. Excellent call by Bill McCabe, the referee, on the spot.
So now it's fourth and about 2.
And again,
it's 4th and 5.
Sorry, Dave, and again, conventional rules don't apply. Normally you kick field goal here, but they've missed 2 field goals already. They need a touchdown.
There you saw the play clock. He barely got it off. Tip, line ball. Reese has got the interception. He lost it late. Officials say he's down. Big turnover against Danny White's team. SabreCats take it over.
Batted ball in the middle. The old tip drill comes into play. Teams work on this all the time. Ball's tipped in the air. Who's going to go get it? Cedric Bonner throwing it across the middle. Ball tipped in the air, Dave.
And Jerry Reese in the right place at the right time. Big interception. SabreCat ball. SabreCat fans very pleased with a 13-point lead. And Jerry Reese with the interception. Looks like a little struggle here for the Arizona offense. And maybe Danny White can make a change.
Yeah, Danny White told us yesterday that Chad DeGrenier is ready to go. Not necessarily that he thinks if Cedric's even playing bad, but they need more mobility and maybe a spark. DeGrenier's played some tough games when Bonner was out, so he could make a move.
Hunden in motion and gets a little screen pass. Pushing the pile forward to the 20-yard line. It'll be shy of a first down. Chris Horn and Get there on the coverage.
Look in the middle. You'll see the ball's tipped. Looks like number 99 there, Mike Ulafale. Defensive lineman. He tips it. Ball goes in the air. James Reese picks it off. San Jose back in business with a 2-touchdown lead.
So Arizona not as efficient as they'd like to be. With the touchdowns, they got to keep up the pace with San Jose. And, of course, the SabreCats had 1 field goal miss return for a touchdown by Wagner. Here's Joey Dozier. Little pitch from Grieve. Gales help bring him down at the 15-yard line. He'll have a first down for San Jose.
And with a 2-touchdown lead, San Jose can afford to run the football a little. Joey Dozier's a good guy to run it with. The second leading rusher in arena football this year. Number 43 packs a pretty good punch when he turns the ball upfield, Dave.
Leads the team in rushing and in rushing touchdowns.
Wing 13 right on 1-on-1. Right.
Travis Reese of Nashville was number 1 in the AFL, 190 yards. And this year, Dozier, 188.
Did you see that big 39-yard run Reese made in one ball game? The big fellow rumbling.
Screenplay again to Hunden. He ran that once already on this drive. Tripped up by Jarek Bledsoe at the 13-yard line.
And we're going to have a penalty on the play. We might have a block downfield that's going to go against San Jose. San Jose, very efficient, great term 4. Look at that. Pass yards, second most AFL on the third fewest pass attempts. Over 9 yards per pass completion by Mark Grieve and John Dutton, who started the season as the trigger man.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 97 on the offense, 10-yard penalty. It'll be second down.
See going downfield for San Jose. Their offensive lineman, Howard Butler, a little bit too zealous in continuing to block downfield to number 6, Cecil Doggett. Ball was, it wasn't even anywhere near the play. That's the kind of penalty that drives a coach crazy. They like his enthusiasm, but you have to be smart about it. You have to temper that enthusiasm.
Good, efficient numbers from Mark Grieve. We talked about how the offense runs so smoothly for Darren Arbette. NFL Coach of the Year last season, top seed for San Jose, now the 3rd seed. He feels a much better team because they learn how to win. That's something that's got to be accomplished. They had success very quickly last year. This is Reese, as Ricky Parker slams him into the sideline barrier, and Reeve went down in a heap as well at the end of the play.
And what a great point you brought up, Dave, about learning how to win, and it's learning how to win the tough ones, because they won a lot of games last year. See, Stacey Evans, number 93, he might have a case for getting held in the middle of the screen because he was dragged down. No call from the official. Good catch by Reese, knowing he's going to absorb the hit from the defender Ricky Parker as well as the wall. The number 93, Stacey Evans, had a great rush inside. Thought he might have gotten pulled down, but these officials do a great job. You can't catch everything with that infighting in there.
With how efficient San Jose's offense has been this year, and in this game, this is a crucial stop for Arizona. They really need to make an offensive play. Evans, some pressure, end zone. Diving attempt from Jerry Reese, nearly came up with 6 more for the SabreCats. It'll be 4th down.
Last year, coming into the playoffs, as you mentioned, San Jose was the number 1 seed, had a lot of easy games. They had a tough one with Nashville, didn't handle it. This year, they've had a lot of tough games. You see Mark Grieve almost hitting James Reese for a big touchdown. As you said, Arizona needed to stop. They'll be happy if they make the field goal, because that would be a big play for Arizona. At least they forced him to kick for the first time today.
This man, Darren Alcorn, holds the AFL record, 32 field goals in 1999. Same time with the Portland Forest Dragons. Oklahoma Wranglers drills this one from 30 yards out. 3 more points for Alcorn and San Jose in the driver's seat right now, up by 16 on the Rattlers.
Look, this is a dirty fuel injector. This is a clean one. As you can see, cleaner works better. That's why I use STP fuel injector cleaner in my car. I add STP every time I change my oil. STP, it's basic car maintenance.
San Jose by 16. This is just one of 4 exciting quarterfinal AFL games going on in the playoffs this weekend. Last night, Nashville got by Toronto to advance to the semis. ESPN and TNN have the other games going tomorrow. Indiana against Tampa Bay and Tim Markham's team, 1:30 Eastern over on ESPN. The Chicago Grand Rapids, the Rampage, the number 1 seed, first time in franchise history, 4:30 Eastern on TNN. Chicago franchise in the expansion year with a big upset win in the first round.
Yeah, beat the defending champion Orlando Predators in Orlando after having beaten them at home the week before to conclude the regular season. So back-to-back wins over the Predators give Chicago a lot of confidence going in to Grand Rapids.
For Nashville last night, 2 seed, Corey Fleming from Tennessee.
The University of Tennessee.
I had to mention that about the former Volunteer up here with me. Game MVP for Fleming, had 70 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns as Alcorn gets set to boot it from his own goal line.
That's a lot of kicker right there, Dave. You know, number 48, that's a big guy kicking the football. Kind of reminds me of Tom Dempsey.
6'3", 256. Try the outside kick. Wagner battling for it. Ricky Parker got there. Flags are down. It may not have gone the required yardage. We'll see as Greg Gales made a run for it as well. Lots of contact. Let's sort it out.
And Darren Arbette going for the jugular, so to speak. The 30-14 lead, trying to get another one on the board fast, but she said I don't think it went 10 yards, and there was also a penalty.
Danny White joking with us yesterday about kicking the required distance.
Offsides, number 43 on the kicking team. That penalty's 5 yards from the end of the play. First down.
So it's Dozier who's offside. here for San Jose on the onside attempt.
Yeah, it's so unusual for a running back, especially a fullback who's used to going on snap count. You would think he'd be onside. On the left side of your screen, you'll see him coming there next to number 95. There he is, just a little too anxious, wanting to be the guy to recover the onside kick. Trying to make a play. Cost him 5 yards, and the kick didn't go far enough anyway. Darren Arbette, a little bit of regret there. I don't think for going for it, just that they didn't execute it very well. Now try and count on his defense a little bit.
Timeout called by San Jose, their second of 3 in this first half. 45 of the nation's best anglers compete for a $100,000 top prize in the most prestigious title in professional bass fishing. The Bassmasters Classic is the event of the Bassmaster Tournament Trail. That's 3 days of coverage beginning Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 on the West Coast. Friday at 6 Eastern, concluding Saturday at 6:30 Eastern Time. More information, log on to ESPN.com. Great fishing here on ESPN2. Fans of ours, fans of the SabreCats. They desperately want a semifinal berth. Bonner gets ready. Just watching him doesn't look like he's as efficient as he could be with the accuracy, too.
10 X corner, wide zoom on 101, ready for it.
Looking for the corner route again. He's tried to hit Maurice Bryant on that a couple of times. Look for number 3. That's been the guy they've looked for the corner route. Trying to run straight upfield and breaking off towards the pylon.
So they recover the ball in great position to score. Trying to thread the needle as Wagner was covering Bryant. Of course, the penalty declined there. They are in tight, trying to knock on the door and get another touchdown beyond Barry Wagner and San Jose. But sometimes in the arena game, being this close is not an advantage.
Not an advantage because the field is so tight to begin with.
59X arrow, wing
Just not that much room to throw.
Watch left, X loop. 59X arrow, wing flat out on 101, ready? Left, left. Hurry, hurry! Watch left, X loop, X loop. 3 seconds, go, go!
Gotta hurry to avoid the delay of game call. Gets the play off. Horn to the 5-yard line.
Hey, let me get
Shalon
one,
Baker, former star at Montana, brings him down at the 5. And now just over a minute left. Official timeout.
Play, Chad, with the guy in the back here in the backfield. It's too important to play. You call timeout. You clock it on 1 second. Well, it's been like that the whole day. It's been like that the whole day. It's been like that the whole day. They're not coming around. We're not getting set. They either can't hear me or what. But they're not getting to the spot. Well, you're the quarterback. Danny, I'm yelling and screaming to them, doing what I got to do.
Danny White wanting some more efficiency out of his offense. Cedric Bonner telling him what's going on. But Danny wants to take care of right now, as any good coach would. Cedric saying, hey, I don't know what more I can do. So they're a little bit of loggerheads.
We got
Timeout called by Bonner in Arizona. Last time they met, July 21st. 4 times Cedric Bonner went down as he was sacked twice for safeties. And Danny White told us he thought maybe the safety call a bit premature for the officials on the first we saw there from Sai Pulavati. And they've got to obviously increase their efficiency if they're going to compete here today.
So they come back with the same call they were going with the last time.
How about huddle organization? What's the problem there?
Well, I just think that what's happening is that they're running out of time. There's time taken on the sideline. Quarterback has to run back into the huddle. Guys aren't moving up to the line of scrimmage with dispatch. That has to help them. That has to increase for Arizona, excuse me.
For Bonner, 3rd down. Pressure. Touchdown, Chris Horn. Joe Jacobs in the face of Cedric Bonner releases the pass perfectly. And the rookie, Chris Horn, brings it in for a Rattler touchdown. That's a big one late in the first half.
A huge one, if for nothing else, than confidence level for Arizona, which was starting to flag a little. Obviously, San Jose tried to put the knockout on him with the onside kick that went awry. This time, Cedric Bonner had a little more time than he's had recently. Was able to set his feet and deliver a strike to Chris Horn. A very exciting rookie, number 11.
AFL Rookie of the Year candidate, Charles. 6-yard touchdown catch there. The former NAIA star at Rocky Mountain. 3-time All-American at that level.
Pretty good conference he played in.
Here's Puller. And there's the point after. So a huge score late in this first half for the Rattlers, keeping them and their coach Danny White within 10 points. He was telling us yesterday how crucial the last minute of the play in the first half can be for momentum.
Yeah, clock management. He said you want the ball the last minute of the first half with a chance to score going into the locker room. You don't want the other team to score going in to give them that momentum. Now you've got the 1-minute timing rules in effect, and San Jose has the ball. Actually, both teams could end up with the ball in this last minute, the way things go in arena football.
Charles, tomorrow we told you about the 1:30 Eastern time kickoff. Indiana, the 5th seed. Tampa Bay, the 4th seed. And Eddie Brown, a touchdown man himself, AFL legend. Last time he was in the playoffs back in '99, they won in Albany. Didn't play last year. Tampa Bay Storm and Tim Markham have other ideas. That's a 1:30 kickoff over on ESPN. Chicago Grand Rapids, Rampage the top seed. Clint Ozell, unbelievable season. 4:30 Eastern time start on TNN.
Yeah, and that Indiana-Tampa game is intriguing today. We're seeing Hunky Cooper for Arizona and Barry Wagner for San Jose, two of the best Ironmen who have ever played this game. You'll see two great offensive specialists tomorrow. Indiana, Eddie Brown, and for Tampa Bay, James Bowden, who's missed a few games with a rib injury. But that guy has, I think, 5 or 6 300-yard games himself, which is an arena record.
Found 26 touchdowns this year. John Calais, the quarterback, is back after injury for the Storm. Wagner, tricky hop, off the nets. Chris Horn all over him. And finally, they gang tackle the legend Barry Wagner at about the 7th. And that is where San Jose will take over.
Yeah, the two quarterbacks, both of them came to the game knowing that they had to play well to give their teams a chance to win. Mark Grieve came out firing, and we use the word time and time again, efficient. They've been very efficient. Cedric Bonner's had a lot more pressure, a lot more guys in his face. The last drive started to look more like the old Cedric Bonner. The interception came off of a tip pass. Defensive lineman Mike Ulafale tipping it in the air. James Reese picking it off.
So despite Bonner's not best effort of his career in the playoffs, certainly one of the great all-time playoff performers. Arena Bowl title as a starter. Won another one after he was injured. Donnie Davis took over for the Rattlers that year. They're still right in the game. Here's Baker. Perfect timing play. Great touch from Grieve. And Shalon run out by Gatewood. Not before a big San Jose play at 26 yards.
And speaking of big, Shalon Baker is not. He's a little guy, about 5 feet 7 inches tall, but has had a big impact. Remember the tackle he made on Chris Horn on a kickoff earlier? Made Chris Horn a little woozy. I think this is his second catch of the game. Both of them going for positive yardage. And look at Grieve, right over the linebacker. See Horn, number 11, as a linebacker, he can sit in that zone, can't move until the ball is thrown. Not able to react because Grieve threw it right over the top of him to the perfect spot.
Hunden in motion. Gets that screen play. They've run it twice to this side of the field, the near side, now the far side. Flags are down. And the play whistled down. 42 seconds remaining in the first half. We're inside the 1-minute warning, so dead balls will stop the clock, unlike the rest of the game. First quarter and the third quarter, where we have the continuous running clock in the arena game.
Holding number 7 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
Spot foul, so they mark it off from the spot where the foul occurred as opposed to marking it directly from the line of scrimmage. That can help you or hurt you depending on where the spot is that the hold happens, Dave. Happens before, behind the line of scrimmage, more yardage. If you're downfield and they spot it from there, then you don't lose as many yards.
Go, go, go! Let's go! Last, come on!
Clock runs, half a minute. First half of the crucial stage of the game for the Arizona defense. Here's Green looking for much more. Doggett had his hands on it. And Cecil loses it out of bounds. Pass incomplete. That'll be a souvenir for a happy fan. Hunden, the intended receiver, but Doggett has got the injuries we talked about with the elbow tricep problem, the ankle issue. Not 100%.
Yeah, his coach says he's about 90% on the ankle, about 75% on the elbow. And you see he's not able to extend with the left hand. That's the arm that's hurt, the tricep and the elbow. Can't get up in the air. A fan is happy because the ball goes into the end. You see he gets one hand up, but the second hand doesn't come up as fast because of the injury. He can't extend it. I'm sure he's got a tape job in there. That made it so he couldn't come down with the ball.
Here's Green and Baker. Hit hard by Jared Bledsoe at the 15-yard line. First down yardage for San Jose late in this first half.
I think that guy's heard every short joke there is in the book. He's hurt them all and more, but Shalon Baker just keeps going on. Talk about a tough guy. We saw him earlier. Big tackle on the kickoff from Chris Horn. That's the second pass he's caught on this drive. He may be short in stature, but big on production.
Wagner split to the near side. Under the man in motion. Little pump fake. Corner of the end zone. Barry Wagner. Contact with Randy Gatewood. But no flag comes out.
And nor should there be. As a former defensive back, I'm siding with Randy Gatewood. Yuck, yuck, yuck. But I really think it was a good play by Gatewood. He's inside number 2, Barry Wagner. You'll see Barry Wagner run his route. Watch Gatewood, number 17. He works inside. There's a little contact, but he's looking back for the ball. He shields him off with his body. I think that's excellent coverage. No, you're not going to hit him with a touch foul here. You see how Randy Gatewood's doing? If anything, Barry Wagner's climbing up Randy Gatewood's back to try and get the football. No harm, no foul either side. Good non-call by the officials.
Alcorn to try it again on 4th and 8. 14 seconds left here in this first half. 31-yard attempt. He's 1 of 2 so far. Nailed a 30-yarder as well.
And if he can, just making them kick a field goal is big for Arizona. They'd given up just touchdown, touchdown, touchdown right out of the gate. Finally made them kick a field goal last time, and Alcorn made it from 30. This time, see what happens here.
First player, Mid-American Conference history, to earn first-team All-League as a punter and kicker in the same season. 1993 for the Zips of Akron. And Alcorn will try to tack on 3 more here for the SabreCats. He's got it. So big boot from Alcorn late in the first half. Puts the SabreCats back up by 12 with a crucial momentum that Danny White talked with us about yesterday, perhaps preserved by holding them to just 3.
Yeah, I think in this case now, Arizona doesn't feel as bad going into the half because they didn't give up a touchdown right before it. 9 seconds left. Now they have a chance to return a kickoff. And Chris Horn has already had 1 big kickoff return today. It'll either be him or Hunky Cooper. I think in this case, Dave, with Danny White gathering his kickoff return team, number 1, you can't fumble the ball here and give them an easy one. You got to make sure you secure the football. But as far as blocking schemes, all you're trying to do is find a crease. If you can't get something big right away, go down, get the clock stopped so you can have one last play to 3 to throw it or try and kick a field goal.
Second all-time AFL history with 102 wins. He's won it all in 94 and 97, only behind Tim Markham in career victories. Danny White,
the only coach of the Arizona Rattlers, took it from day 1 and was successful from day 1. Rare you hear about that with expansion teams. That guy has something special going for him, though.
He's the all-time Arizona State passing leader, holds several records there still for the Sun Devils. College Football Hall of Famer. Impressive career, both on the field and now as a coach.
Yeah, and he has his number retired at Arizona State, and I believe his father does also. That's pretty good lineage there. His father was White.
Here's Horn. McMillan says, forget about it. Hammers him at about the 4-yard line with 6 seconds to go here in the first half. The ex-Rattler makes a big play.
Big-time tackle there. This guy we said was going to be ready to go today at being an ex-Arizona Rattler, and he is.
Let's go. Come on. Hey, right. Wide back. Let's go. 53 wide takeoff on 101. Ready?
6 seconds on the clock, Dave. You got to try and get a deep ball. You got to try and put it downfield, and hopefully something will happen. Some ball tipped, ball comes off the net, bounces off of someone.
Kelly behind him. Down for Horn, and he'll get himself up to the 16-yard line with 1 second to go in the first half. A little closer for a possible field goal, and that's where Kyle Pooler is going to hop over the boards and give it a shot here for Danny White.
Yeah, it was a good call by Danny White. I expected something deeper down the field. I thought they might throw the Hail Mary up and see what would happen going into the half, but he wanted some space to try and get 3 on the board going in. Remember, Danny White said you want the ball last going in with a chance to score some points. Hey, well, it came true for him today with Arizona. See if Kyle Pooler can capitalize.
Long range, 50-yard attempt. Just tried one during the regular season beyond 50 yards and missed it. Former Missouri Tiger will try it. Drills it. Huge kick. Kyle Pooler. at the gun to end the first half, and the momentum, and that's something Danny White really looks at as being crucial. Certainly would be in his corner now. The SabreCats still lead by 9, but Pooler's big kick at the end of the first half keeps things very close. Will Darren Arbette have his second ever AFL playoff win? Or maybe Danny White, the legend, continuing the success for Arizona?
Yeah, great job by Pooler. Great job by Danny White setting it up by going for the short pass first. And then, of course, Kyle Pooler, his first field goal over 50 this season. Obviously, he's very happy.
Barry Wagner's also had a big first half, including missing the field goal. It was brought back. The Pooler miss. And the legend went all the way at the half. It's a 9-point game. (33-24) SabreCat lead in a wild back and forth first half. Quarterfinals, the AFL here on ESPN2. Back and forth, Charles, I guess is probably the best way to describe it offensively. Good start for each team. It looked like we're going to have probably one of the record-setting games with playoff scoring in the first few moments, but the defense started to take over a bit after that.
Yeah, after we got through to a point about 21-14, then the defenses actually woke up and started to get involved with the ball games. You start talking about stops. You know, a full stop is when you keep a team from scoring. Half a stop is a made field goal. Right now at the end of the first half, San Jose has 2 full stops, 3 if you count a missed field goal that they had a penalty on and gave the ball back to Arizona, while Arizona got 1 full stop, keeping Arizona in the ball game.
Kyle Pooler, big field goal at the gun to end the first half of Danny White. We talked a lot about that momentum, how crucial it is. Is that enough to put them over? Because Bonner looks a little bit off, maybe the mobility, and that issue is coming up a lot here in the first half.
Yes, the mobility and the pass rush of San Jose. They don't have a bunch of sacks against it, but they're in his face every single play. Number 44, Bob McMillan, the linebacker, he's a blitzer for him, and he's coming hard every single play, wanting to prove back to his former team, Arizona, he made the right move in coming to San Jose. Also, the up front guys. I mean, if you look at number 55, Sam Hernandez, back and happy to be playing again.
San Jose, the 3rd seed. This is their 2nd year in the AFL playoffs. An expansion team last night went at it in a great game with the Nashville Cats, the Toronto Phantoms, and this one went right down to the wire before the ex-Volunteer made a big play.
Yeah, Corey Fleming, who missed most of the season with a broken foot, he came back and made the big play at the end, a game-winning touchdown catch from Andy Kelly with 1 second left. But Ron Carpenter had a big night last night also with a kickoff return, as did another player for Nashville. Great job by them moving on in the playoffs.
Kelly, 3 touchdowns, 209 yards after a little bit of a slow start for the Cats. They're off to the semis, so these are the games still to be played in the Arena Football League playoffs. Indiana, Tampa Bay, over on ESPN tomorrow, 1:30 Eastern. Chicago, the expansion team, taking on the Grand Rapids Rampage. TNN, 4:30 Eastern time, and ABC, of course, is involved in the semifinals, and Arena Bowl 15, site to be determined. We'll see the highest remaining seed, 3 o'clock Eastern time, later this month. We'll have more coming up. SabreCat fans love their quarterback, Mark Grieve. We'll hear from him in his remarkable season when we return. AFL quarterfinals, San Jose SabreCats. Home field game with Arizona. They've got a 9-point lead. Quarterback Mark Grieve has had a great first half so far. He took over with 6 games left in the season. It's been a remarkable year for Grieve.
They're going to try to play that where the corner's going to help out on the sail route, because the way the safety's playing it, he's so far off that, you know, you got the sail in front of him. But so if the corner's helping, we're going to have that delay 1.
When there's a goal in mind, you just find a way to get there. It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as it's accomplished. Whether that goal is earning a master's degree from Stanford or starting a quarterback in the Arena League, San Jose's Mark Grieve has done both since his return from a stint in the XFL. He knew his decision to play outdoors at the beginning of the season would hinder his position as a starter in the indoor game this year.
Well, I knew that John would be the starter, you know, in the beginning of the season. I think that's extremely difficult to walk in with no training camp and then come in and start, or even expect to start.
So Grieve, who holds the highest passer rating in league history, patiently sat on the sidelines and awaited his chance to be the SabreCats starting quarterback once again.
That was difficult. Coming back and being a backup was tough because I'm a competitive person.
You know, Mark never said anything. Mark's a team guy, like most of the guys we have here. Mark just wants to do whatever he can do for the team to help us win, and that was his goal from the start.
Grieve got his chance June 2nd, and his days of sitting shotgun were over.
Grieve has a different style. I just needed to spark that game. Grieve came in. He did a good job. I kept him going as far as keeping him in there, and I just stuck with it. Mark does a great job getting his receivers into the game. He loves throwing the Barry.
And thanks to offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach Terry Malley, Grieve is putting the ball where only his receivers can catch it, giving the core the confidence they need.
He makes plays on the run. He's a smart quarterback, and I think he knows how to use his receivers.
A lot of times people overlook the fact that as a quarterback, a lot of your success is dependent on the people around you. And so, you know, if you want to be successful, you got to be around people that are good players.
Last time Mark Grieve went head-to-head with Arizona, July 6th, a team record 9 touchdown passes. You'll need a big second half to equal that mark. More action coming up when we return. (33-24) San Jose a lead on Arizona. Half a play to go. One team's off to the semifinals in the AFL. One team going home, done for the year. Welcome back, everyone. Compact Center in San Jose. Dave Ryan alongside Charles Davis. The way this game started, we thought we might have some serious records going with a great offensive beginning for each team. As we mentioned before during the halftime break, the defense started to take over. Now the question is, which offense is really going to get going in the second half?
Yeah, we're going to find out which one does, because in the first half, both offenses got to a quick start. As you mentioned, Dave, defense is doing a little bit better, but right now San Jose still holds the advantage. Big explosion in the first half. You said it right from the top. Mark Grieve, the quarterback for San Jose, we talked about him being efficient, coolly efficient. Easy touchdown pass to Hunden on the first possession. The right back comes Maurice Bryant. 2 missed tackles by San Jose. He goes the distance. We're tied back up again. Mark Grieve says, fine, I see it. Let me go right back to my favorite guy, James Hunden. He's really come along. And when 4 Rattlers missed tackles, the end result is a touchdown for San Jose, putting them back on top. And then later on, San Jose still pressing the issue. Coming free across the middle is Barry Wagner, the all-everything, the all-time great. And then a missed field goal by Arizona. Barry Wagner finds another way to capitalize. He scored on a touchdown reception. Now he takes it all the way back. 54 yards on the missed field goal return. The backup quarterback, Chad DeGrenier, had a chance to tackle him. He doesn't practice that often. Barry Wagner goes into the end zone. Cedric Bonner, the cool veteran, never say die. Another touchdown to Chris Horn to put the Rattlers back in position to still have a chance to win this game.
Late field goals, Darren Alcorn, Kyle Pooler give us the 9-point SabreCat lead. There are the numbers. Total yards, the advantage going to San Jose. Each 6 possessions in the first half, and penalties not really a big factor. So the energetic, noisy crowd here in San Jose very much looking forward to the second half, and perhaps some more big plays from Barry Wagner, scored by the touchdown of the missed field goal route in the first half, along with a touchdown reception.
Yeah, to score over 2,000 career points, you have to find many ways to score touchdowns. And he scored about every way possible that you can. We've seen evidence of it today. A touchdown reception, missed field goal return. The last game they played in the regular season, he threw a touchdown pass, scored 2 points on a missed extra point. This guy does it all. And he also had an interception in that game. Not much that Barry Wagner cannot do on the football field in the arena game.
Legend in his own right, Hernandez Hunky Cooper, 14 in the white. We haven't mentioned his name a lot. Arizona would like to change that quickly. This is out of bounds. That's not good news at all, because the procedure call bring the ball out to the 20. And that's great field position for Cedric Bonner and Arizona. 50% the first half.
Yeah, he picked it up later as time went on, but got a little more time to throw the ball. Didn't have much initially.
Okay, left, Wailu, 53, wing corner.
Just making sure no lip reading is going on there from the other side with San Jose.
Wailu, 53, wing corner on 101.
We'll see if Bonner's got better huddle organization. And the Arizona offenses are struggling along those lines to beat the play clock.
Seems like they already came out that way. I'm sure that was addressed at the half. Made a field goal going into the half, get the ball to start the second half. They need to continue with the momentum.
Gatewood is in motion. Pass a little short hops it. in San Jose territory. It'll be second down and 10.
You notice Cedric Bonner's having trouble getting his feet set and under him and able to, in order to deliver a pass. That's not unusual for him.
50 double six wing read.
You know, Cedric Bonner's a guy that's always able to throw off his back foot, but today's had a little more trouble than
50
normal.
double six wing read on 101. Ready?
Wearing the bulky brace, you can see on the knee. Torn meniscus against San Jose. April 21st, first meeting. Pressure from behind. Down he goes. Sam Hernandez, the all-time leader in Arena Football League history in sacks. Co-leader this year with San Jose, despite being out almost the whole year with knee problems. Big sack here today.
And this is why they were so happy to hear this guy would be able to go in the first round of the playoffs. He just knows how to get to the quarterback. A relentless pass rusher, the all-time sack leader in Arena Football history. As you said, he mentioned tied for the team lead. What did he play, 6 games in the regular season, Dave? Still tied for the team lead in sacks with 3. Just beat his man. And in Arena Football, it's essentially one-on-one blocking. You can't loop, you can't twist. So it's one-on-one blocking. You have to beat the guy in front of you.
Mark Tucker lost a one-on-one battle that time. Interception! Terrence Joseph trying to bring it back. Touchdown! There is a flag down. Joseph the pick. Interception return for 6. Let's check out the laundry. Coming back.
But they should. We'll see where the foul happened. You know, if it happened after they took possession on the hold, they keep the football.
24 on the return team. After the interception, penalty is 10 yards. First down.
So it was a post-possession. Big pickoff for them. Penalty flag there against San Jose on the hold on the return, which often happens because it's a quick change going from defense to offense. Now you have to block instead of try and claw someone to the ground. But sure, like Terrence Joseph was in zone coverage and just came up, broke on the ball. Great move by him for the pick. San Jose's in business.
What a start defensively for the SabreCats. Often that is the big key in Arena Football. Which team can step up and make big defensive plays? You know, the offense will consistently score.
Go. Hold your water. Right wing zone.
Joseph,
Rocket 111
second-year
on 2
AFL player out of Tulsa. Had 2 picks this year, 0 return yards, and no touchdowns. Almost had one back to the house here in the playoffs. Second Rattler turnover. Reed trying to cash in. Reese inside the 5. Hunky Cooper thought there should have been a penalty call there. No yellow flag down on the turf. Parker brought him down.
San Jose getting their second half off to a roaring start. Sitting back in zone coverage. Just see in the middle of your screen, number 8, Terrence Joseph. Breaking on the football in front of Randy Gatewood and makes the return. Big play to start the second half for San Jose. Remember when you talked about momentum going into the half? It seemed like Arizona had it. San Jose seizes it back from them on the first possession.
Hunden and Reese, the receivers here with Wagner. Jerry Reese, the man in motion. McMillan gets the pitch right. Upended. Hunky Cooper makes a great play at the 6-yard line. He wanted to make sure his ex-teammate McMillan was backed up beyond the 5, but it's going to be marked at the 4. Still in tight are the SabreCats.
Yeah, I used to have a term for that. Let me introduce myself to you. And Hunky Cooper reintroduced himself to his old teammate Bob McMillan, coming up with a rolling block. Danny White told us earlier, my guys are colliders, they're not tacklers. Another example, Hunky Cooper didn't wrap up, essentially blocked Bob McMillan to the ground.
7 touchdowns this year for McMillan on the ground. 12 games, 123 yards. Rushing attack. This time, passing play for Green. Over the middle, Reese. San Jose touchdown. And he's got some work for Doggett. Cecil punches him back in the face mask. No penalty flag flying for the retaliation. It probably got pretty ugly with the verbiage there from Reese.
As a defensive back, you already feel bad enough about having given up a touchdown. You don't need the guy to tell you about it. He's not a guy you've got to go against time and time again, and you're not going to let him get away with it. And I think the reason there's no flag, Dave, is because there would be a taunting call on Reese. So if they're not going to call that because he got in Doggett's face, they're going to let Doggett go when he said, "Get away from me." I'm not going to take that.
Alcorn, point after. So the big interception from Joseph ends up in Reese catching the touchdown pass in tight. A lot of enthusiasm for the fans here in San Jose. 16-point game thanks to Jerry Reese. A tough season for him. Couple stints on the IR. Had an ankle issue April 30th. Hamstring May 29th. But his season finale against Houston, spectacular. 117 yards, 6 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns receiving, 1 on a pick, and he brought 1 back. That's a game.
Yeah, that's a full day, as they say.
I'll send it. Cooper hooks for the bounce. You won't get it. It'll be a touchback. Perfect kick location again for Alcorn. You don't want Hunky with the ball in his hands and a chance to bring it back for Danny White.
Yeah, Mark Grieve, immediately making them pay after the interception. Finds Reese, who's been a great target all day long. This is where he got into Cecil Doggett's face. No flag on either guy because it would have canceled. Taunting on one side, smacking him on the other. Good non-call by the officials. Just get them away from each other.
Bonner to Bo Kelly. Big fullback to the 20, 25, still rumbling his way downfield. Trying to blast through Joseph, who got him into the barrier and helped him out of bounds. But a big play for Arizona and Cedric Bonner to Bo Kelly. They'll pick up 31 yards. They desperately needed something to happen offensively.
Yeah, if you're San Jose and the SabreCats, right now where you're thinking, you remember earlier Darren Arbette onside kicked when they got the score to 30, trying to kind of go for the kill. This is where their defensive line's going for. They got a sack with Sam Hernandez on the last possession. They're thinking more. They came through too fast. Danny White, great call using the screen to Bo Kelly to set themselves up on the 15 going in.
Kelly, the all-time leading rusher, Arizona history, 608 yards. Surpassing his ex-teammate, McMillan, who had 530. Here's Bonner, end zone. There's Hunky Cooper, and there is the Arizona touchdown the Rattlers so desperately needed. Wide open man, Hernandez. Hunky Cooper makes the catch, keeping things tight here in San Jose.
So Darren Arbette not real happy about what he just saw, but Hunky Cooper hasn't been two-time Ironman of the Year back-to-back for nothing. You talk about big players making big plays at the right time. Hunky Cooper knows his team needs one. He knew it going into that play. He stepped up and made the big play. Cedric Bonner finding him in the end zone.
This year, Charles, in the 2 head-to-head games, as Puller tries to add the point after, does not. Joseph will grab it. If he can bring it all the way back, it's 2 points.
Got to make the play.
Kelly and Birch help bring him down. So Hernandez sees Puller miss the point after, keeping us a 10-point game. 2 head-to-head games, just 87 yards receiving for Hunky, and no touchdowns. That changes today as Darren Arbette sees Hunky Cooper grab a touchdown catch here in the 3rd quarter, keeping Arizona within striking range. They're down by 10 to San Jose. Ten-point game. San Jose still in the lead. Puller misses the point after Hunky Cooper grabs a touchdown catch from Bonner. Maybe that will give Cedric some confidence after he's been off the mark a bit by his standards in this game today.
Yeah, he's had a lot more pressure in his face than Mark Grieve has had today. That's been the big difference in the ball game. The front line of San Jose, a lot of credit for them. They've really come after Cedric Bonner hard, made it difficult for him to get set up and throw the football.
Under the up back, the legendary Wagner. Off the bottom of the net, ball's loose. Was he down? Officials say yes. At the 6-yard line, and that is where San Jose takes over 1st and 10. AFC NFC Hall of Fame game is coming your way on ABC Sports. St. Louis Rams, Miami Dolphins. Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 here on the West Coast. Marshall Faulk and company. St. Louis Rams will get things going as NFL football is now on the horizon.
Yeah, it's already that time of year. Barry Wagner going down. I tell you, it's very close on that one. The officials will get air on the side of no fumble by the ball hitting the ground. Big hit on the side.
Allstate, Jared Bledsoe laid out James Hunden, but not after Hunden made a great catch. And again, an example of the quick release and perfect touch that Mark Grieve has shown.
Yeah, he makes every throw. That's what you hear from every coach you talk to about it. That he can make the hard throw, the easy throw, the soft one, the touch. And there's James Hunden catching the ball, knowing he's going to catch the hit from Bledsoe as well as going to the wall and holding on to the football.
18-yard play. Herndon has really come through. James Rowe not in the SabreCat lineup, injured. As Grieve was hit hard, looking for Reese deep downfield. Ricky Parker on coverage. A lot of Rattlers in the face of Grieve on that attempt.
Got pressure. Go left foot, wing trick first.
The Grieve getting the call from Terry Malley, the offense coordinator and general manager of the SabreCats.
Left switch.
Now, last play, there's finally some, I shouldn't say finally, there was some pressure from Arizona. Stacey Evans, Sylvester Rex, Sebastian Berry in the backfield, forcing an incompletion.
Down.
Wendell Gaines is out. Couple sacks. Not in the lineup today. There's Herndon's screenplay. They've used that quite a bit. He's across midfield to about the 23. And that's where the San Jose drive continues under 7 to go, third quarter.
And that screen pass that they throw is essentially a long handoff. It's a running play. Because where the ball is thrown, you can pretty much call it a lateral, trying to get a couple blockers out in front of James Herndon, number 6, allow him to make his way into the secondary.
Very impressive, James Herndon. First ever AFL playoff game, the rookie out of Portland State. Played with the San Francisco Demons in the XFL this year. 4 years with the Bengals in the NFL. Reaves some time. Reese has got it. Dives to the end zone. He's in. SabreCat touchdown.
You always hear about fathers and sons going into the backyard, play a little pitch and catch, whether for baseball gloves or throwing the old football around. Essentially what it was there for Mark Grieve, throwing it to James Reese, pitch and catch across the field. And Reese making the big play going into the end zone.
Jerry Reese, the ex-star of San Jose State. And the campus is about 4 blocks from here. The native of Berkeley makes another big play for the SabreCats and Darren Arvett. Closing in on the semifinals, where they were upended by Nashville a year ago. Reese and Grieve, the touchdown connection. Magic for the SabreCats again today. A lot to cheer about in San Jose. 5th playoff appearance in the franchise. In history over the past 7 years. 2nd straight year they've had a bye in the first round. So here in the quarters, their first game. They have not missed a beat.
Considering they were off for 2 weeks after the end of the regular season, getting the bye week and back, showed no rust in this game, came right out and got at it.
17-point lead, their largest of the game so far. Arizona cannot waste a lot of time on this possession.
Don't forget, Darren Arvett has onside kick before going for jugular, but I didn't think he would here, just because he's got the game going pretty well his way offensively. He wants to see if Arizona makes it there.
Tough bounce for Horn, and Bryant ends up with it. Trying to hurdle tacklers. Aubrey battling his way at the 5-yard line, helping bring down Bryant, who was just a shake away from getting loose and bringing it all the way back.
Good kickoff coverage by the SabreCats.
Reese turning it on again. Couple touchdowns. Last 2 possessions, he has been the man for the SabreCats.
You guys stepping up in the absence of James Rowe and Steve Pappen. Another great player from Portland State who's missed a lot of time.
That's right. With the knee problem, the team 9-1 without one of the best offensive stars in the game, Steve Pappen, as Horn makes the catch.
And always a candidate for the Don't Blink Award. Steve Pappen, he really makes it happen when he's healthy. This is where you got to be a tough guy, Dave, because you know you're going to get hit, and you know the wall's there, so you take the old double shot, the old double whammy. Chris Horn's a rookie and giving up his body to the game.
He's got a receiving touchdown today, and on the receiving end of that Bonner toss, shy of the first down to the 23-yard line. He had a rushing touchdown against the Fury of Detroit in the playoff opener for Arizona last week in Phoenix.
And you often find guys from really small schools that if they make it to this level, they've got that requisite toughness and more, because they've worked harder to get there. They only going to get one look. If they get that opportunity, they have to make the most of it right from the beginning. Chris Horn is evidence of that.
Native of Caldwell, Idaho, from Rocky Mountain. That's an NAIA school. Bonner on second down, pressure. Down he goes. Aubrey battle. and Butler both there to help slam him to the turf. They've had a lot of heat on Cedric all day. That time, nowhere to go.
Yeah, second sack of the day for San Jose. Hernandez got him on the first series of the second half. Aubrey battle this time. Good coverage in the secondary, allowed time for the defensive line to get to him. You can go out there if you want to, folks.
No thanks.
I'm staying right here in the booth.
No sacks during the regular season for Battle. After 4 in the 2000 season. Boy, he's saved the best for now in the playoffs. Downfield, Bryant juggles, can't make the catch. Perfectly thrown ball by Cedric Bonner. Maurice Bryant almost brought it in.
And it's that kind of day because now Cedric Bonner right on target. Earlier, he missed a couple of open guys early in the ball game. Not this time. Bryant running the pattern, a little short zone there. Omar Smith chucks him and then stays with him. Essentially, Dave, that's a catch he has to come down with. You know, he's not getting any more open than that against San Jose's coverage. Has to make the big play when he has an opportunity.
217 yards and 4 touchdowns a week ago against the Detroit Fury. Also had a rushing touchdown in the playoff opener. Cedric 11-4 as a playoff starter. Takes a timeout.
Watch him coming in there low and late. Watch him coming in there low and late.
Cedric Bonner, who has the bad knee, wants to make sure he gets that protection from the officials. They don't like low hits on quarterbacks anyway. He's letting them know he feels like the guys are coming low and late on. You see the big brace. Monster brace on the right knee of Cedric Bonner. He hurt it in the season opener, but he had hurt that knee before. So this isn't the first time. He's used to battling back from injury. And when you're a bigger guy, more weight to support. So it's harder to heal.
Maybe. So he's a little deeper. Yeah. 10 yards. What do you want to go? I want to go right good, swing loose, 53 when you take off. That will make big first down. Hey, make sure you get the first down now. Make sure you get the first down in the middle. Right, quick.
Huge fourth down play.
53, wing,
We heard Danny White's call. We heard the coach's confidence. Can his team come through? Down by 17. They need it.
Have to go for it. Field goal does them no good in this situation.
Horn in motion. Olafale all over Bonner, lost the ball. It's loose. Indicated an incomplete pass. Mike Olafale, all kinds of pressure on Cedric Bonner as he was trying to let go, but SabreCats take over.
Second big play of the game by Mike Olafale. Earlier in the game, he tipped the ball that Cedric Bonner tried to throw. It was tipped in the air and intercepted by James Reese. Now he puts the pressure on Bonner. See number 99, and he stays with it. Gets his hands on the ball as Bonner tries to throw it. They called it an incomplete pass. Close to being a fumble. Very close to being a fumble, but I think the official determined his arm had moved forward sufficiently enough for it to be an incomplete pass. Ball goes over on downs to the SabreCats.
Little disadvantage of being left-handed there for Cedric Bonner. Yeah, rolling out to the right. His arm was very vulnerable. Here's Barry Wagner. Bledsoe trying to drag him down along with Parker. Nice pickup for the SabreCats to the 7. Danny White's team in some trouble now. Under 2 to go, third quarter, already down by 3 scores.
And that's an excellent observation you made, Dave, because being left-handed, he was trying to throw back to his left side, had to open his body up. If he were right-hander, he probably would have gotten the pass off, still would have taken the hit, but he had an opportunity to throw it downfield.
Shalon Baker comes in motion. Reed up the middle, Dozier. Big fullback for San Jose is stopped by Greg Gales. At the 5, just needed a yard for the first down. Should have enough, and he does. It'll be first and goal. The SabreCats up by 17 already.
And if you're new to arena football, don't worry about the lack of running plays. That's not what this game is based on. But that's only the 3rd running play of the game for San Jose. Dozier 2 carries. I think McMillan had 1. It's just not, the game's not conducive to it. You have 3 guys up front that block. against 5 guys essentially in the box, 3 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers. Every running play, you're at a disadvantage.
Hunden sprints through in motion. Reed, Wagner. Barry Wagner, touchdown, San Jose.
Does he have to wait a certain number of years before he goes into the Hall of Fame? Can he go into the Hall of Fame like the LPGA, just be an active player?
We got to check that out.
The Hall of Fame? You know, I mean, why wait? Yeah, go ahead and put this guy in. It's kind of like Gretzky going in as soon as he retired, or Lemieux as soon as he retired. Waive the waiting rule, put him in while he has a chance to enjoy it.
Alcorn point after successful. Plenty of success in Northern California today for the SabreCats. Wagner, the slant, made it look easy.
Yeah, and a slant route, what happened there was Muhammad Oliver, the corner, you have to take away the inside. Make him throw a fade route, which is a harder throw in arena ball because you don't have the space and you run into walls. But as soon as you give up a slant inside, what's the most direct line between 2 points, Dave? You know, a straight line. Well, it's essentially what it is for Grieve to him. On a slight diagonal, but pinpoint pass, you chop down the defensive lineman at the point of attack, opens up the throwing lane.
Charles, look at the numbers. Arizona, San Jose, very close to total plays. However, SabreCats blowing out the Rattlers in the total yards department, and that makes these fans happy. A 24-point lead, just seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, remember the stat earlier. The 3rd fewest number of passes thrown in the league by San Jose. But the 2nd most yardage behind the New York Dragons, over 9 yards per play. We said efficient before. Those guys are like surgeons out there. Just cut your heart right out, make big plays all the time.
Darren Arbett told us yesterday Barry Wagner would not take any time off after their last game with Houston, the 80-27 blowout. You see the quick attack and how effective it's been. 11 plays, 3 touchdowns there. Coach Arbett told us Barry insisted on, instead of just running, conditioning, he was going to do so with a weighted vest because that's how I get ready, Coach, for the playoffs.
Yeah, you know, every time it comes to playoff time, he adds a little something more to make it more difficult to get his mind right and locked in. Weight vest, ankle weights, yeah, as if he needed any more tuning up, right?
Ulafali and Joseph put away Chris Horn, the AFL rookie star, at the 7-yard line. That's where Arizona will take over. Just a few moments left, and indeed, Chad the Grenier is going to get a chance here for Danny White. Cedric Bonner takes a seat.
You know, Danny talked to us about this yesterday, that if he needed a spark, he might go to DeGrenier, not out of desperation, but just because he thought maybe the team might need something. Well, here you're probably closer to desperation, being down 24 as we head to the 4th quarter. See if DeGrenier can give him any type of a lift and hopefully pull out a big win for him.
We'll find out how Chad the Grenier, the former star at Washington State, will fare to begin the 4th quarter. We'll get a couple more warm-up tosses. Because after a timeout in the field, we will have 4th quarter action. 15 minutes, that's all stands between the San Jose fans and a berth in the AFL semifinals. These folks can smell the bluff of water. 15 minutes left. New quarterback for Arizona. They need some help. Down by 24. 3rd quarter has really belonged to the San Jose defense.
And this is why we're seeing a new quarterback. It's not all Cedric Bonner's fault. Tip pass by Michael Ulafale to James Reese. Sam Hernandez with a sack as he beat his blocker. And Aubrey Battle with another sack. Cedric Bonner just had a tough time getting it going today. They're hoping Chad DeGrenier can help out and maybe make some plays himself.
Danny White met with him yesterday. Team Hotel was very confident that his team would be able to overcome the 3-game losing streak to San Jose. Doesn't happen often in Arizona history. Maurice Bryant, first pass from DeGrenier, close to midfield. Terrence Joseph helped bring him down. Ulafale all the way downfield. Good hustle for the lineman to chip in on the tackle.
Yeah, and you see a lot more hustle. Not saying that Ulafale doesn't hustle anyway. You see a lot more hustle when your team's winning big.
Just amazing statistics showing the consistency of the Rattlers.
Last week they rallied back and beat Detroit. Came back in the playoffs to beat them. Wasn't the same margin, but they have done it.
Long hill to climb, though. Long way to go. The Grenier hit. Gets it off for Hunky Cooper. Late penalty flag flies. Hunky Cooper still on his feet. Driving to the end zone. Lost the ball at the end of the run. He's down before he gets in the end zone. No fumble there. Still a penalty flag. Back at the 21-yard line. Wild play as DeGrenier got dumped hard.
Yeah, then we get a late hit on DeGrenier, roughing the passer, and I'm not sure what we've got downfield. Sam Hernandez engaging Bill McCabe in a little conversation just out of camera range.
Roughing the passer, number 55 on the defense. Penalties half the distance to the goal. First down.
Was Hunky Cooper wide open or what, Dave? I mean, he, you know, number 14, see him ISO'd. Just a little quick stop route. One-on-one, they tried to tackle, they tried to block him down, similar to what Danny White said about his secondary. Barry Wagner trying to pull the ball out at the end. Ball goes out of bounds. Arizona keeps it.
One of the best all time at forcing the fumble. Barry Wagner almost did it again. It's Bo Kelly. Plenty of room. Marches into the end zone for an Arizona touchdown. That didn't take long for Chad DeGrenier to engineer a scoring drive.
Now, it sure looked pretty good there, didn't it? Not a lot that he ended up having to do. It was an easy throw to Hunky Cooper, made a big play, but he did take that big lick in the chops. It gave him the extra yardage. A little toss to Bo Kelly, who scored last week in the playoffs against Detroit. Guy knows how to find the end zone. Go for 2 here, Dave.
62 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns this year. Make that receiving yards for Kelly. Rushing yards, he had 9 touchdowns and 167 in the regular season.
You mentioned
top rushing threat.
Right, you mentioned earlier in the game that now the all-time leading rusher for Arizona. Whose record did he break? Bob McMillan's, who's now playing for San Jose.
Just right trip.
Here we go. Right trip, Harper 37. I won. Ready?
Gotta go for 2. Down 18. There's a lot of time left on the fourth quarter clock. Green and company have been so efficient. Hunky gets the pitch, in trouble. Thought about a little halfback option there, but it's broken up. Omar Smith ends up with the ball. Conversion failed for Danny White, but his team does get the touchdown thanks to the short scamper from Bo Kelly. He's coach Darren Arbett on the left, Danny White on the right. Very confident heading into this AFL quarterfinal matchup about their team's emotional state. Danny White told us yesterday he really thought his club was peaking at the right time. The improvement had been so obvious. Latter stages of the regular season, the win over Detroit, the comeback that we talked about. Thought the confidence really was at an all-time high before today's game.
Yeah, he felt like the 2 games they lost in the regular season, he gave San Jose credit, but he tempered it. He said, you know, there are a lot of mistakes we made. We don't feel like they just beat us. We feel like we gave away a couple of them, although they are an excellent team. Darren Arbett, on the other hand, saying we beat them twice. We're not even focusing on that. We're going for the 3rd one as if it's the first time we played them. Let's not even get into that battle. Look out for an onside kick.
Yeah, here it comes from Pooler. Ball loose for a moment. And San Jose has got it. That's the first indication. Big recovery made by the SabreCats at the 11-yard line of Arizona. Hunden was at the bottom of the pile to help bring it in.
And Arizona had a real shot at that one, too. I thought Bo Kelly, number 2, was going to come out of it. He was involved initially in the scramble, I believe. Turned out San Jose was able to get it, and it's just one big fist fight in there, Dave. When you get involved with onside kicks, a big pile, officials have to try and sort it out. Good onside kick because he got the big hop. You see right there? Number 7, excuse me, it was Randy Gatewood, number 17, who was involved. Had his hands on it with a San Jose player, too, but wasn't able to pull it in.
It came right to Gatewood on the big hop. Reed pump fake, then goes to Reese, far side. Parker drives him into the barrier. It'll be 2nd down. Team without James Rowe. We talked about the leader San Jose in receptions with 78 catches, over 1,200 yards, 28 touchdowns, 112 yards per game. But still, Reese and company have really stepped up. He's got a nerve issue, does Rowe, in his shoulder. Not sure if he'll be available next week.
And the way these guys are playing, you're not as worried about it now. You know, everyone's playing. Their efforts are big. Look at that.
Great for Hunden. James, another SabreCat touchdown catch. And a happy fan has got a souvenir. Looks like they'll have another playoff game.
Every indication that is correct is on the scoreboard. Right now, 60-36 before the extra point.
Alcorn tries the PAT. Drills it. Just over 11.5 left, fourth quarter. Hunden has had a big game in his first ever playoff appearance. Former NFL star making good in the AFL. (61-36). SabreCat a big lead now thanks to their quarterback, Mark Grieve. Look at his second half numbers.
I can only laugh. I mean, you know, I said pitch and catch before. You've heard of the term routes versus air. You go to practices, guys run, you know, the drills where the offense runs with no defense. Those are routes versus air numbers. But there is a defense on the field for Arizona. They're just not able to make any plays. They can't get to him on the rush. Can't stop him in the secondary. Mark Grieve has all the time he wants, and he's delivering.
Pretty good defense, normally averaging 46 points a game given up, but not today. Cooper down, the ball's loose. In comes Bledsoe. And Jarek apparently able to grab it for Arizona at the last possible second. That's a good thing because Hunky had lost the ball.
Yeah, I think this one was clearly a fumble. Officials made a good call. Number 55, Sam Hernandez, getting a big paw on it. Bob McMillan helping with the tackle. Ball is now loose. Number 22, Jarek Bledsoe, diving in from the right side of your screen to secure the football for the Rattlers.
Chad Grenier stays in as Rattler quarterback. Hunky Cooper out there offensively for Arizona. In a heap of trouble. Bonner on the bench for now. Here's Hunky. Near side reception drill. Lots of contact. Reese was there. Joseph was there. And Hunky goes down. ESPN will use all of its news gathering resources to provide the most comprehensive NFL news on and off the field. The NFL tonight here on ESPN2. Tuesday through Saturday, 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 here on the West Coast. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. The #1 source for NFL news, the NFL Tonight. Right in motion. A little pressure. Flag down. The Grenier going to carry it now. And he's bumped into the barrier by Reese. They sort out the flag.
They might have an offsides call. Where San Jose might have got off a little quick. In that case, if you're the Grenier, what you really want to do is throw it downfield and hope for a big play. Thinking you have a free one, but just didn't develop for him.
What's the penalty, you know?
They're offside.
We were?
No, they were. Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat the second down.
Throw it.
Trying to figure out what they want to do here in this situation with 10:26 to go. Danny White take a lot of time getting the play call together. Waiting to see where the penalty's assessed and where the ball is on the field.
Let's go left wide loop. And go 58, extra wing cross. Hurry.
Left wide loop, 58, X and wing cross on one, right?
You know, a lot of fans, you know, in this league, sometimes the tight end's used. There's always a lineman that comes up and holds his hand up, Dave, to signify he's the tight end. But Arizona's only has 3 completions to the tight end all year. So that's not a good safety valve for even them.
Well, the Grenier has the mobility we talked about with Danny White yesterday, much more so than Cedric Bonner, who's hampered by the gimpy knee. And Tad showing that off a bit, running here for Arizona. Still, they need the big play quickly.
Yeah, he said the one fault that you have with Chad DeGrenier is with his mobility. He's liable to break the pocket quicker. And sometimes guys are open downfield, and he's running upfield. So he's got to learn to temper that a little bit more. A little more Cedric Bonner in the pocket, but keep the mobility in order to slide yourself free to make the throws.
2 picks for Bonner, 4 touchdowns, brought down a few times, as we saw on the highlights. Flag down here, Cooper drops it. Hunky, uncharacteristic drop pass at the 17 will sort out the penalty.
Trying to run before he had the ball, trying to make a big play.
50. Offside, number 58 on the defense, 5-yard penalty. Remain first down.
Sometimes we get a new quarterback in the game, the cadence will throw off the defense. They're very used to Cedric Bonner's. You know, they're used to facing him. They saw him in the season opener. He got hurt. They heard DeGrenier. But the second game that they played most recently was Cedric Bonner's cadence. Now you got a new guy in there. Maybe there's something he's doing that's throwing off the defensive line, trying to tee off.
Right X back.
Darren Kenny, the guilty party.
Screen right to the fullback on one, ready?
We saw it earlier in the game. When Bonner was in the game, they had a nice screen to Bo Kelly. Had a big gain out of it. See if they can get that again.
Kenny has won Arena Bowl championships with Tampa Bay and with Arizona. The ex-Rattler, DeGrenier in trouble. Into the stands it goes. Someone has got a souvenir football. 9 minutes and counting. A lot of reason to celebrate in San Jose for that gentleman. He's got the ball thrown into the stands. His home team, SabreCats, have a huge lead on Danny White.
And great defense by San Jose, especially Darren Kenny, number 58, the nose guard. Read the screen, Dave. Stayed with Bo Kelly. That's why DeGrenier had to throw it in the stands.
59 X post wing arrow on one, ready?
X post wing arrow. That's going to send one of the receivers to the post, trying to get one deep. Another one cutting underneath.
Royce Bryant swings around in motion for DeGrenier. Bouncing around that pocket. Finds Hunky Cooper. Slamming his way to the end zone by Terrence Joseph. Touchdown for the Rattlers. Plays as hard as anyone the game has ever seen. Hunky Cooper gets the best of Joseph that time, who didn't really bring it all with the contact at the goal line.
No, at that stage, he was kind of, he didn't olay it. You know, he didn't give the matador there, but at the same time, Hunky had the full speed. Yeah, all right, I'll give you a little shoulder, but let's go shoulder to shoulder, and that's about it. Hunky was not going to be denied, I'm sure. I'm sure that Joseph saw the look in his eye as he came at him.
Kyle Puller's got the point after. Make this a 19-point game, but Danny White's team is in a lot of trouble trying to stay alive in the AFL playoffs. Hunky Cooper would like to keep his dream alive of winning another Arena Bowl championship. It's in the hands of Chad DeGrenier now, who found Hunky a moment ago for a touchdown for the Rattlers. Compaq Center at San Jose, formerly known as the San Jose Arena, home to the SabreCats and the NHL San Jose Sharks. Right now, everyone thinking arena football because the third-seeded SabreCats a chance for the AFL semifinals. And they lost a year ago to Nashville in this building. Darren Arbette told us yesterday how much better his team is based on that loss. Improvement, knowing how to win, which you talked about, and that really has come to fruition today.
Yeah, knowing how to win through adversity. They've had a lot of injury problems this year, a lot of tight games. That's allowed them to come into this one more prepared. Last year, it felt like things came to them too easy. Then when they had a tough time with Nashville, they didn't know how to handle it. This year, he knows they know how to handle it.
Boy, Danny White was livid with Kyle Pooler for kicking it out of bounds. That automatically brings it to the 20-yard line for the SabreCats. Kyle not happy with himself either. He and Cedric Bonner say, you know what, not our day.
Yeah, if he could tell for assistant coach talking to him about it. Don't forget Kyle Pooler's just getting back into the swim. He missed a lot of the year. We have a hernia problem, I believe. So he's just now getting back into the swim pit, taking over for Ignacio Brachet. Late in the season when Brachet had some trouble making extra points. Brought Pooler back. Tough day for him, too.
Playing by the LA Avengers in the expansion draft. That's where he was last year. Right now it's all San Jose and Hunting. Across midfield. Barry brought him down at the 24-yard line. Games remaining, AFL playoffs. Couple of quarterfinals tomorrow over on ESPN. Indiana takes on Tampa Bay down in Florida. Chicago visits the top seed Rampage of Grand Rapids. That is on TNN. Semifinals on ABC and here on ESPN2. And then Arena Bowl 15. Brett, Gary, Lynn Swan will bring you all the action. ABC Sports, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Site, of course, to be determined. The highest remaining seed in the AFL playoffs. Host Arena Bowl 15. Wagner charging down the sideline. Touchdown! They're making it look easy.
Can't say anything there, Dave, except it appeared to be a blown coverage. Because you don't leave Barry Wagner uncovered. I mean, everyone knows where number 2 is on the field. You know, remember when Charles Woodson won the Heisman his senior year? There was one big play against Penn State where he came in on offense and no one covered him. And everybody was thinking, how do you not cover him? You know, that's one guy you're going to find on that play. Something happened on shift in the defense and no one covered Wags.
Alcorn has got the point after. Barry Wagner, 6 more points for San Jose. And Darren Arbette knows how hard he practiced over the past 2 weeks. What a great leader he's been. Not just on the practice field, the game field as well.
Yeah, on the screen, to the left side of your screen is where Arizona kicked their defense. It's almost like they forgot Barry Wagner was there. He was similar to was it Johnny, I forgot his name, Carpenter, who was the lonely end at West Point years and years ago, where he never came off the field, got his signals from the side, just stayed out there. They were hoping they'd forget that he was there and have open passes to him, among other things. Seemed as if the same thing happened with Barry Wagner, but again, I come back to this. How do you not know where Barry Wagner is on the field? You've got to know where that guy is, otherwise he will make you pay, and he just did again. And the veteran leadership aspect that Darren Arbette talked about, and if you look in their game notes last year, Barry Wagner had more games of playoff experience than anyone else, than all the rest of the team combined. Not this year. Now he's got other guys helping him.
What a second half offensively for Barry Wagner at San Jose. All 5 times they've had it. And put it in the end zone. 25-point lead.
I'm going to go out and start jogging with a weight vest myself. But then again, I couldn't keep up with you yesterday. So, you know, I don't need to jog at all. Next time I get that thought, I'm going to go lie down until it goes away. Then I'll feel better.
Horn waits for the bounce. Fields it cleanly deep in his own end zone. For the volley, trying to track down Chris Horn, the speedster. Mike Jones there, 35 in the green jersey as well. And Arizona takes over 1st and 10. Chad DeGrenier stays on the field for Danny White.
Long, tough, discouraging day for Danny White, but you know there's no quitting him. You know, he's been in bad situations before, and now what you're also looking at is, you know, maybe you won't come back today, but you're watching your team to see who stays with it, because you're going to evaluate your team in the offseason. If guys don't stay with it here, you might not have them back next year. You can get some more guys.
Lots of trouble in the exchange. DeGrenier never had the ball. Looks like Arizona will keep it at the 13-yard line. Chad was backpedaling and not really wanting to get in the scrum of all the big guys in the trenches.
He's already missed a tackle today, trying to tackle Barry Wagner on the missed field goal. You know, he's a quarterback. You know, I don't get into that, all right? That's for you guys. I continue to backpedal. You see it says quarterback next to my name.
Greg Gales hopped on a loose ball for Arizona. They keep it.
50 double sticks, wing read. On one, ready?
Definitely some evaluation going on now for Danny White about who plays hard down the stretch. You know, a lot of guys are playing for jobs for next year.
Horn the man in motion. He sprints downfield. DeGrenier looks for Bryant instead. Maurice brings it in. Great catch at the 22-yard line. Omar Smith on coverage drives him into the barrier at about the 20.
There's one guy you don't have to worry about coming back next year because he always gives max effort. One of the maybe the only bright spot of the day for Arizona. Hunky Cooper, a couple touchdowns, 3 tackles on defense. You know, he just consistently gets things done. Will make returns, always throwing his body around. Never worry about Hunky Cooper.
Here's DeGrenier again. Looking for Bryant. Way too tall for him. Smith on coverage. Hunky stead after the went over to Detroit, he was rather upset at some of his teammates defensively because they had given up long plays. Ricky Parker made a big interception late in that one against the Fury to help bring them to the next round, but
59,
did not have the balanced effort. San Jose's incredibly efficient offense, just too much.
And if you're Hunky Cooper, you know, you get to lead the team and say what you want to because you put the skins on the wall. Other guys have to listen to him.
Again, it's Bryant. Smith again on coverage. DeGrenier misfires. And the clock rolls. Hunky Cooper's season about to come to a close.
Not the way he expected it to either. This is not a normal Arizona Rattlers season. Qualified for the playoffs at 8-6. Normally they win 10 or more games. Didn't get a first-round bye. Had to play the first round, although Danny White put a good spin on it. Still, you want to go into the postseason as one of the top 4.
5-2 on the road this year for Hunky's team. They'd won 13 of 15 games away from America West Arena overall. That included their playoff win last year in Albany against the Firebirds. DeGrenier able to hit Horn this time. Was driven into the barrier. First down yardage to the 7.
Danny White made a great point yesterday when he talked about the balance of the league and the parity and how things are getting better because not a lot of the better teams lost to teams you would think are inferior this year. You know? Arizona did that too.
Left back 12, X post, wing shallow on 1.
Wing shallow sometimes means you're one of the receivers on a crossing route trying to come underneath, hoping to get through the wash. Everybody else kind of clear out.
Bryant.
There's Horn coming
in motion. DeGrenier, the mobility. DeGrenier, the touchdown. And Chad lunges into the end zone for a Rattler score. Got to be thinking 2 points here if you're Danny White with the clock rolling down toward 2 minutes.
Yeah. 2-point conversion, half the onside kick, of course. You know, each time try and score onside kick.
The fake dive to the wide.
Chris Horn, number 11, at top of your screen, crossed on the shallow. That was the shallow cross. DeGrenier saw his opening. You mentioned, Dave, the mobility. That's what he gives him that Cedric can't give him anymore because of his knees.
Here we go. Left flip. Quarterback keep right. On 1. Taking the dime.
Call the formation, left flip. Quarterback keep right to the wide side of the field.
Gales is the man behind DeGrenier in trouble. Tossing over the middle to Greg Gales, and that's knocked away. Incomplete. Joseph on coverage in the end zone. And Danny White's team, unfortunately, shrugging the shoulders today. That's been the theme. No answers for San Jose. Today's Arena Football League playoff game is brought to you by Ford. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. Beautiful day outside Northern California. Inside the Compact Center at San Jose, it is all SabreCats. Arena Football League playoffs. Arizona head-to-head with the SabreCats. Dave, Ryan, Charles Davis, our entire crew. Toyota Atlantic Series is coming up next here on ESPN2 as soon as we're done with business. We're on San Jose, California. It's possible the fans here could see another playoff game or 2, depending on how things work out.
Yeah, if everything breaks right for them, they could very well do it, depending on how things shape out tomorrow, because it's all about seeding in the Arena Football League. If you're the higher seed in the game you're playing, you get to host.
Nashville already has locked up hosting another game with their win last night over Toronto. Wheeler, good location, touchback. Now it's time to take a look at the Ford Built Tough play of the game. Defense the key.
Yeah, defense has been the key. You know, San Jose came out and just really put the clamps on Arizona in the second half. Aubrey Battle, number 95, getting Cedric Bonner for the second sack of the game. And Cedric Bonner getting out of the pocket. This won't go down as a sack, but it's everything but. It ended up being a 4th down stop by San Jose. Ball went over on downs to the SabreCats. Big plays by the D-line.
The Built Ford Tough play of the game at the end of the season. One player will be named the Built Ford Tough Player of the Year and receive an F-350 Ford truck. Not bad.
That'll make you play hard. That'll make you come out and give a little bit of effort.
Dozier knows the SabreCats are closing in. 1 minute warning time. 19-point lead.
You did say a new truck, right?
That's correct.
That beats a trophy every day of the week, doesn't it? You get to take that trophy out and show your boys. You know, see what I won? There's someone happy. Having a little snake for an early dinner. Didn't we pass him on the street somewhere?
I think we saw him.
I sped up and kept going. I don't know about you.
Rabid fans in the AFL, and of course here in San Jose, very
Arizona has
enthusiastic.
2 timeouts left. San Jose has 3 timeouts left.
It's a great place to play football in the Arena Football League if you're a player. You know, this is the only team in the league that has its own private jet, takes the teams to places. You know, there's something about this area, though. San Francisco 49ers, one of the early teams to really take care of their players on road trips. Everyone flying first-class seats, big meals, the whole deal. It's carried over here to the SabreCats.
Dozier in the pile. Horn helps bring him down for Arizona. And the clock is ticking. Don't forget, quarterfinal action rolls on over on ESPN and TNN tomorrow. So a doubleheader of AFL quarterfinal action. You got to make sure you watch both games. Tim Markham's team will host the Firebirds and Mike Daly, 1:30 Eastern Time over on ESPN. Then Clint Dozell, a great year for the Rampage. Quarterback, Chicago Rush, head-to-head, 4:30 Eastern Time on TNN.
Now let's go right feet wide and let's go 38 prospect. So Joey to hold on to the ball and get the first down. Okay, I don't want okay.
So you want to maybe go right feet wide stop?
Yeah.
Terry Malley, the offensive coordinator, and the GM, Mark Grieve, they're just trying to run a safe play and hold on to the football. Because in arena football, you have to try and advance the ball. You can't just take a knee and sit down and run out the clock.
Loyal SaberCat fans would love to have one more home game in the playoffs. Oh, it depends on what happens to that Grand Rapids game. They're the top seed since Nashville won already. They're in to host the semi.
If Chicago upsets Grand Rapids, we have another playoff game here.
Tampa Bay possibly can host a game too. You never know.
Tampa Bay
beat Indiana as the 4th seed. Firebirds are the 5th seed in this year's playoffs.
So they need 2 upsets tomorrow in order to have one come back here. Possibly 2 if they win that one, because then they would be Nashville would be the highest seed remaining. Then they need Nashville to lose the next week. But they're not even focused on that.
Number 93 on the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
At this stage, all they care about is that their dance ticket for the next round has been punched. You just tell us where to go, and we'll be there. You know, we'll line up and battle with anyone now. They are in a pretty good groove at this point.
Second ever playoff win has come in San Jose's way. And they were 6-1 at home this year, so another home game played so well would certainly be beneficial to Darren Arbett's crew trying to make a run for the Arena Bowl.
Yeah, you get the sense that they've got, you know, the old unfinished business tag around their team. Last year, flying high going into the playoffs, the number 1 seed, looked like the dominant team in arena football. Won their first playoff game after a bye, came back and got beat at home in the semifinals against Nashville. They looked at Nashville going to the finals at Orlando and losing on a last-second field goal and thinking that could have been us. They're back this year with a vengeance.
Don't forget all the Arena Bowl titles they added to their roster this year. A lot of experience brought in.
Tracy Perkins, who's not playing today because of injury, has won 4 rings with the Tampa Bay Storm. Joe Jacobs won a ring with the Albany Firebirds in 1999. Bob McMillan, 2 rings with the Arizona Rattlers, 94 and 97. So you had that experience and contrasted to last year when they didn't have it, when Barry Wagner represented almost all of their playoff experience. You get yourself a winner. And Darren Arbett trying to capitalize on that.
Last year, Charles, the SaberCats had 20 combined playoff wins. No Arena Bowl trips with the exception of Wagner in Orlando. That was it.
Down!
Now, he has some help this year in leading the team, and I know he's very grateful to have those guys around. He and Tracy Perkins are fast friends. Very, very close from their time. I mean, even though Tracy was in Tampa, Barry was in Orlando. But they became very tight out here and do everything together. And they are the true leaders of this ball club.
Last time out of the game called by Arizona. They cannot stop the clock anymore. So for the 2nd straight year, Barry Wagner and the SaberCats are off to the semis. But as we talked out with Darren Arbett yesterday, and you and I have discussed throughout the broadcast today. A much different team will head off to the Final Four this year.
Yeah, much different team, much more confident team, a team that knows they can play through adversity. A down, a touchdown won't bother them as it did last year against Nashville. For Danny White, the offseason will be a little bit tough. And if that's their mode of transportation to get to either next week, wherever they may have to go, whether it's great, wherever they're going, that's a heck of a way to go. Now, my question is, how many people can get on that bike? Because that guy right there takes up a lot of space himself. And you better ask politely if you want to ride from him.
We didn't tell you, but the cheerleader is off, and you're going to get back to the airport on the back of that bike.
And I'm asking very politely. You talk about white knuckling trying to hold on, because I'm sure he's taking every curve.
Wagner will get the handoff here and just try to seal the deal. Rattlers cannot stop the clock anymore. Two-time Arena Bowl champs strive for another championship. It's going to fall short. Darren Arbett's team is off to the semifinals. Perhaps here, maybe on the road, depending on what happens with the top seeds still alive. Nashville, the 2 seed, is in to the semis. Grand Rapids, the number 1 seed, plays tomorrow.
Job by San Jose. Great job by them today. They really put it together on defense in the second half. That's carrying them on.
Charles, the final score is 68-49 tomorrow on ESPN. Indiana takes on the Tampa Bay Storm. Coming up next, the third Atlantic Series. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. For the entire crew and Charles Davis, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from San Jose. SabreCats advance.